And what's good, everybody? Glad to have you guys in the stream tonight, being a part once again on the channel. Welcome you guys back to Behind Your Ear Basketball. Really good night going down for college basketball. Two matchups with all top 25 teams going down in the SEC tonight. This is the first matchup, the number 16 ranked LSU Tigers, as they are on the road. 12-0 undefeated record, as they'll be taking on the number 11 ranked Auburn Tigers in this matchup. Auburn this season with a record of 11-1, 6-0 on their home court. Brian Vaughn, Vegas, what's good? As we welcome you guys back in once again. Both of these teams so far have been playing against three power conference teams. LSU won in overtime over Penn State. Their most impressive victory, they beat Wake Forest 75-61, which Wake Forest only has one loss this season. That was in the Emerald Coast Classic Championship. And then the last power conference game, LSU won on the road at Georgia Tech. And the final score was 69-53. They trailed going into halftime, and then they outscored Georgia Tech 39-19 in the second half. For Auburn, they only have one loss this season, and that was against UConn at full strength. And that was back in late November, Bad Boys Mowers Classic, first game of the Bad Boys Mowers Classic tournament, and that was the only loss. It was in double overtime, 115-109, where Auburn also won against power conference teams, crushing Syracuse by 21, and then they crushed Nebraska, won by 31, 99-68. They got some pretty good victories as well, winning over Loyola Chicago, who's been great this season in the second game of the Bad Boys Mowers Classic, 62-53. They also won against UCF by 17. UCF has a record of 8-2. In the last game, they knocked off Murray State, who has a record of 10-2 at home, 71-58. So Auburn back at home once again. And a good matchup going on between these two teams. If you guys are new, hit that thumbs up, spike that like, hit that subscribe, and welcome to everybody being a part here on the channel tonight. Oh, man, sorry to hear that, Vegas. Sending my thoughts out to you, man. Go get tested there if you're not feeling well, because I know, yeah, it's winter time, but over here it's getting pretty bad up in the Northeast. Love conquers all. Welcome to the stream, man. LSU hasn't played like strong opponents just yet. They won against Penn State, Georgia Tech. Wake Forest has been much better than advertised, so that's their biggest victory they've had this season for LSU. They are led by Tari Eason, sixth man of the year off the bench. Transfer from Cincinnati. He's putting up over 16 points per game for LSU. Also another transfer, Xavier Pinson, coming in from Missouri, putting up over 10 points per game. Top assist leader this season, just below 5 assists per game. Darius Days, key returner from last season, number 2 scorer, number 1 rebounder for LSU. The Tigers versus the Tigers, Jabari Smith, the big name to know, top 5 recruit freshman, putting up over 16 points per game, over 7 rebounds per game, 45% from three-point range for Jabari Smith. 6'10" forward. KD Johnson scoring over 13 points per game. Walker Kessler, transfer from UNC, the top rebounder, over 7 rebounds per game for him this season. Auburn with the white uniforms, dark blue numbers and letters with the orange outline, as LSU would go in the purple jerseys, yellow numbers and yellow letters, as we're about to get ready to tip off. If you guys are new in the stream, hit that thumbs up, spike that like, hit that subscribe. This game is taking place in the home court of Auburn, and SEC conference play about to get going on in just a couple seconds here with tip off. Should be a really good matchup, top 25 battle, as we are underway, and it will go towards the near side where LSU controls the tip. LSU with the basketball first to go, right to left in the court, Auburn left to right. LSU has it at the top with Darius Days. Days moves it over to Xavier Pinson. Right baseline dribble, dish out to the left corner to Wilkinson. Wilkinson back out left corner to Days. Days passes down the lane, floats up a shot that gets altered. Contacted was Eric Gaines, and Auburn gets called for the foul. Quick personal foul picked up in the low post by Auburn, and it's going to be on number 12 of Auburn. That is Zep Jasper. Oh, man, that's too much. Watching 14 hours straight of bowl games. First shot at the line, no good, missed by Gaines. Off the back rim. Bradley, Andrew, welcome on the stream here, guys. Yeah, so sad yesterday. Terrible when I heard the passing of John Madden yesterday. My my childhood was watching John Madden, remembering the Super Bowl him and Pat Summerall covered. First ever Patriots Super Bowl win. Second shot goes down at the line for gains of LSU. Auburn first possession of the game, left to right in the court they go. They pass out to the left corner. KD Johnson moves it cross court to the right corner. And they put the ball into the hands to Jasper. Johnson, Jasper, Flanagan, Jabari Smith, and Walker Kessler to 5 in the court tonight for Auburn. Towards his left around the perimeter, Zep Jasper launches a 3 off the rim, no good. Picked up in the defensive rebound by Pinson. LSU enters this game number 2 defense in all college basketball. This ball gets stolen away. Driving to the bucket, no good. Missed the layup. Too strong was Flanagan, but he draws the contact and the foul. 19:03 left to go in the first as the clock will stop. It was off of a deflected pass up the court. It was KD Johnson who got the deflection. Auburn's got a really young team, but a ton of talent on it. Majority of the key players here are either sophomores or juniors, and they're led by their freshman, 5-star top 5 recruit with Jabari Smith. First shot the free throw line, no good. Missed off the mark by Allen Flanagan. Second shot by Flanagan hits it. Or they will not count it. It's going to be resulting on a lane violation by Auburn. So this will be LSU basketball. They will not give the free throw, the second one, to Flanagan. So it still stays 1-0. LSU has their second possession of the night. It's Eric Gaines who dribbles, drives down the lane. He gets denied. Walker Kessler comes in inside the paint and denies Eric Gaines. Jasper has it up the court, the edge of the Auburn logo. Moves it out to the top of the key to Jabari Smith. Back out to Jasper. Over to Jabari, pushes the ball to Flanagan at the top. Edge of the logo for Allen Flanagan. 10 on the shot clock. Flanagan dribbles inside, down the lane, puts it up, and he gets fouled again. Two more. We're going to see if this is going to be shooting or not, but Auburn picks up their second personal foul. I believe it's going to be inbounds. So he was being grabbed onto before the shot. It'll be inbound coming up for Auburn. Lob over the top to Kessler, moves it outside. KD Johnson at the top of the key. He has swarmed. LSU coming into this game number 2 defensively in all college basketball, allowing opponents around 54 points per game. Total different because usually it's about LSU's offense. Deep 3, no good. Hit the front rim and goes to the corner out of bounds. It was missed by Jabari Smith, who's entering this game 47% from 3. Akram, welcome in. Happy New Year as well. Hey, there you go, Vaughn. LSU will take the 3 with space. Xavier Pinson at the top, no good. Sails to the top of the backboard, goes out of play. 18 minutes in the first, just 1-0 so far to score. Auburn puts it past half court. Kessler moves it out to the left corner. KD Johnson launches a 3. Splash. That goes down. First bucket of the night goes to the Auburn Tigers in their home court. Left corner 3 by KD Johnson off the assist by Walker Kessler. Pinson has it at the right wing perimeter of LSU. They move it out to the left wing to Wilkinson. Wilkinson towards his right, hands it off around the perimeter again to Pinson. Slides it out to Days. Launches a deep 3 and no good over the rim. Defensive rebound picked by Flanagan of Auburn. Flanagan at the free throw circle. Back out to the top. It's Zep Jasper. Towards his left, moves the ball to KD Johnson. Johnson flings it cross court to Flanagan. Over to Jasper. Jasper at the edge of the logo, defended by Pinson. Moves it over to Kessler. Dump off inside. Deflected. Able to grab it. Over the top, and there's a fall picked up by LSU before. Dunk will not count by Jabari Smith, but LSU gets their third personal foul. Can't show the game due to copyrights, play-by-play only. Global, welcome to the stream. Auburn will get the inbound. 17 minutes left to go in the first. Smith passes out to the right corner. Flanagan over to Johnson. Dump off underneath. Kessler off the roll down, and that's personal foul number 4 by LSU. Xavier Pinson, the one who picks up the fall underneath defending Walker Kessler. So LSU into quite a bit of foul trouble. 3 minutes and 3 seconds into the game. This will be 2 shots at the line by Walker Kessler. Transfer from UNC, missed the first one. 2 quick fouls by Pinson, the lead point guard for LSU. He's a transfer from Missouri. Second shot, Kessler makes. 16:55 left to go in the first. LSU has possession. Gaines takes it past half court. He's defended by Jabari Smith, moves it out to the left wing to Days, dumps it out inside to Efton Reed. Reed pump fake. He is swarmed by Kessler, puts one up and blocked by Walker Kessler. And here goes Auburn. They're pushing tempo. KD Johnson dribbles, kick out to the corner. Right baseline dribble Flanagan, but he gets called for the turnover. 16 and a half left to go in the first. They had a good look there out in transition, though, slipped up. Wow, Butler's about to win. That's big against DePaul. I heard they got a couple of key players back for Butler. And Purdue beat Nichols. They gave up 90, but Purdue got the victory 104-90 over Nichols. LSU will... That was between a shot and a alley-oop underneath the rim, and it hits the rim short, goes out of bounds. Ball go right back to Auburn, having a couple uncharacteristic turnovers. Last couple possessions here for both of these teams. LSU cold start in this game. 0 for 5 from the floor. Auburn is 1 for 3. Only bucket to go down, a left corner 3 by KD Johnson. 16-10 left to go in the first. Auburn has possession. Jabari Smith takes it past half court. Smith moves it out to the edge of the logo. Wendell Green now the ball handler. Green dribbles, drives down the lane inside, puts one up and scores. That's good with the right hand. Up and in off the backboard. Second basket of the night for Auburn. LSU getting pressured around the perimeter. They move it out to the right corner, turning the corner. Justice Williams, no good, missed the layup off the glass, and Jabari Smith comes up with a defensive board. Whistle blows. Clock will stop with 15:42. Auburn defensively clamping down on LSU. And what's good? Welcome on. Johnny on the stream. Welcome in. We're going to take the first timeout of the game. Media timeout. 6-1 the score. 15:43 left to go in the first half. Really good matchup between these two teams. If you guys are new, hit that thumbs up, spike that like, hit that subscribe, ring that notification bell. If you'd like to be notified as well for future live streams. Big matchup here. LSU ranked at number 16. Chance to prove the world who they are in this matchup here. Undefeated. 12-0. One of 5 teams undefeated. They've only played one game on the road. They beat Georgia Tech 69-53. They've played 3 power conference teams so far. Auburn also has played 3 power conference teams so far. Only loss against UConn at full strength in the first game of the Bad Boys Mowers Classic. It was in double overtime. I took Auburn in this game. Really close game. I think both of them are close. If you guys would like to come on for Alabama versus Tennessee, feel free to do so later tonight as well. I'll be covering that game as part of the doubleheader. Yeah, I took Auburn by 4 for my prediction, 76-72. Feel free to vote in the poll if you guys would like as well. We're currently on the timeout. Kentucky out to a red-hot start. They lead Missouri 14-4. Purdue has won over Nichols. Couple really good games going on right now at this hour. Providence hosting Seton Hall. Butler DePaul, 3 seconds left to go, and Butler leads by 1, 60-59. And Georgia losing by 10 against Gardner-Webb, 18-8. What's good, Daniel on the stream? Welcome in. Landon, welcome in. Okay, so we're going to get back to action here. 15:42 left to go in the first. It's going to be LSU inbound. Eric Gaines passes out to the left corner. Alex Fudge, first time in the game today. Puts the ball into the hands of Days and now over to Gaines. Gaines passes to Days around the perimeter, puts the ball back into the hands of Fudge and now Williams. Justice Williams moves it out to Gaines. Gaines dribbles up. They pass left corner with Fudge who takes a three, and it's off the rim, no good, and it get tapped out of bounds too by Days, and it will be Auburn ball. Nancy, welcome back in. LSU yet to hit a shot so far from the floor, 0 for 6 to start things off. Auburn with a possession. And up the court, Auburn turns it over on the near side. So that is another quick turnover by Auburn. And LSU will get it back. Gaines moves it out to the top. 3-point shot missed. Back rim off the mark by Days. Defensive rebound picked up for Auburn. Battle for the basketball midcourt, and LSU reaches in. That is the 5th personal foul now by LSU. And we're just barely through the first 5 minutes. This game is on ESPN2 tonight. So Auburn will get the inbounds. Near side of the court around the perimeter, it will be Jalen Williams. Number 2 checks into the game for the first time today. He'll be the inbound passer. He's in the court with Dylan Cardwell, who gets his first reps tonight. Chris Moore as well, number 5. Number 2, Jalen Williams. Wendell Green is out there, along with KD Johnson. Right baseline, Jibble Green, and he will go with a wraparound layup, and that goes down. 8-1 Auburn at home. Bounce pass in the double coverage. Nobody is there, and Eric Gaines turns it over for LSU. It is Green who picked up the steal. Green has it at the top. Slides it over to KD Johnson. Back over to Green. Edge of the Auburn logo. Wendell Green hands it outside to Jalen Williams. Williams dribbles, floats up a runner. Off the rim, no good. Tipped up. Battle for the rebound. He gets picked up by Tyree Eason. 6th man of LSU this season. Eason takes up the court. Bursts the speed. Driving. Moves it back outside to the top of the key. Justice Williams. Bounce pass. Right baseline at the block. It is Eason. And he draws contact and a foul by Chris Moore underneath. So that is going to be foul number 2 by Auburn tonight as a team. I'm going to take Wake Forest tonight in that game. They are being slept on completely. They got less votes than Colorado in the AP poll, I believe, this week. And Alondes Williams, he can score. I think it's going to be tough for Louisville tonight. They got a couple really good perimeter shooters for Wake Forest. Players that can score. LSU with a possession. 3-point shot at the left corner. No good. Rolled around the rim and out. Missed by Justice Williams. And Auburn comes down with a defensive rebound. Jacket up a deep three. Wendell Green, no good off the mark. And picked up on the defensive board back by LSU by Fudge. Xavier Pinson moves it over right wing. Right baseline dribble denied. Darius Days gets his shot blocked underneath the rim by Walker Kessler. Kessler making a huge mark in this game, as that is shot block number 2. And the clock will stop with 13:22 left to go in the first. What a start tonight for Walker Kessler. At the rim, number 1 team in the nation, Auburn, entering this game, coming in with blocks per game. LSU has the inbound back. Inside the key, and they lost the handle, though. Slipping was Tari Eason, but believe it's going to be on Auburn before they had a foul call. Dave, welcome to Streamer Man. Oh no, they will say LSU turnover. So that will be another turnover by LSU. So that's number 3 of the game for LSU for turnovers. Approaching the 13-minute mark left to go in the first. Yeah, should be a really good game tonight. Feel free to join in later tonight. I'll be covering Alabama, Tennessee as well. Auburn gets the inbounds. Dump ball to Kessler, who scores inside the paint. Nice drive to the hoop, and he lays it up and through. Count it, and 1. Walker Kessler, what a drive. Looked like he was going to go into a jump shot motion. Just goes right forward. Absorbs the contact from Alex Fudge, and will head to the free throw line. I've got Alabama and Georgia winning on Friday. Free throw is good by Kessler. Auburn with a red-hot offense this season. Top 30 nationally, putting up over 81 points per game, meeting the number 2 ranked defense, LSU. LSU, though, struggling here to put points on the board. They have yet to make a field goal, and we are 7 minutes through the game. Backing his way inside a low post. Puts one up, no good. Over the rim. Missed shot by Efton Reed. Defensive rebound pulled down by Auburn. Allen Flanagan. Dish out to the right wing to Wendell Green. Wendell Green defended around the perimeter. One-on-one defended by Pinson. Now they dump it down low. Turnaround jumper, mid-range shot. Hits it. That's good. Walker Kessler. Big transfer impact as he came over from UNC, and he is making a huge mark in this game so far for Kessler. 6 points, 3 blocks, 1 assist in the first made basket of the night earlier. And Auburn at the free throw circle going to get called for their 3rd personal foul. What a start so far for Auburn. They lead at home 13-1, 12 minutes left to go in the first half. All right, if you guys are new in the stream, hit that thumbs up, spike that like, hit that subscribe. Thanks so much for joining in tonight, being a part here in the stream. What's good? Air Jordan, welcome in. I'm still covering NBA. It's more college this week or so, because where I get the channels for the NBA, I don't get any games until the new year for the NBA for national TV, so it won't be until the new year starts for me. I cover both the mix, though, of college and NBA games. Oh, wow. Yeah, I actually didn't know that there, Andrew. Yeah, good question. Right now, I'm probably going to go with Kentucky right now. It's really close in there. I think Alabama, it, I think they're going to get on a roll. Last year, they started out slow for Alabama, and then they got better and better and better as the season went by. Arkansas was playing today, and they were getting shredded. See if I can get the scores up here from some of the earlier games, because they've been a shock. I thought they'd be much better this season. Their defense has got shredded though this year. Yeah, Mississippi State beat Arkansas 81-68. So that game has gone final. Couple games have gone final from today with Power Conference teams. Auburn beat High Point 81-6, or Michigan State beat High Point 81-68. Purdue knocked off Nichols 104-90. And then Kentucky on a roll. They were early now. Missouri takes the lead. Kentucky was up by 10 early on, 14-4. The score just updated, 18-17 Missouri leading, almost midway through the first half. Providence up over Seton Hall 8-5. Wow, Butler holding off DePaul. Thanks so much for the update there, Vegas. Christian, what's good? Welcome in. Right now, I'm going to take Paulo Banchero. Ian, Jose, welcome to the stream, guys. We get back to action, 11:50 left to go in the first. I think either Jabari or Chet probably going to be number 2, as that's a missed 3 by LSU. Goes off the back rim and deflected out of bounds as well by LSU. So they are just stone cold tonight, and this will be Auburn basketball again. Auburn gets the inbounds. LSU as a team has missed all 12 shots they have attempted. They led 1-0 to start out the game. First possession, they drew a foul. They went to the free throw line, went 1 for 2. Jabari Smith puts the ball into the hands to Jasper. Jasper moves it out to the top. Smith takes the 3 straight away. No good off the front rim. Offensive rebound picked up, though, by Liar Berman, number 24. Berman has it at the left corner. Turns the corner, dribbles inside, puts one up, rolls around the rim. No good. And was it touched over the cylinder? Yes, it was. Goaltend by LSU. They tried to come up with a rebound, but they took it away as it was spinning around the rim. And that indeed is a goaltend assessed to Tari Eason of LSU. So make it 15-1 now, Auburn. 12 misses, 3 turnovers by LSU. They have it at the top of the key with Gaines. He just shoots a deep 3, no good. It goes dead flat at the back rim, and Auburn picks up the defensive board. Over to Jasper, hands it off around the perimeter, launching a 3, splash. Allen Flanagan drills it. 18-1 at home to score with 10:52 left to go in the first, and this is a welcome and a wake-up call to the SEC here for LSU. This schedule is brutal coming up. This is game number 1 out of the next 7 that they play against teams that are either right now ranked or teams that have been ranked in the top 25 prior, like Florida and Arkansas winning the last month or so. 18-1. Auburn just red hot, and LSU cannot buy a shot. What's good? Rick on the stream. Quanchi, welcome in. If you guys are doing the stream, hit that thumbs up, spike that like, hit that subscribe. Thanks so much for joining tonight, being a part here of the stream. Walker Kessler making a huge impact on this game. He's got 6 points, 3 blocks. Perfect 2 for 2 from the floor. Went to the free throw line so far on 3 separate, or 2. Yeah, he's gone on 3 separate occasions so far for Walker Kessler. And then 4 points off the bench by Wendell Green. He's got 2 assists. 3 points each by Flanagan, just made a 3. Katie Johnson's made a 3. And the top scorer, Jabari Smith, yet to be on the board, but either way, an impressive start for Auburn as we come out of timeout again. 10:40 left to go in the first half. LSU last possession without a single touch by anybody. They just jacked up a 3 at the top. Instead, one pass, taking a 3 straight away, and they miss off the mark this time around. The Tigers come up with a basketball. The Tigers of Auburn, that is. Jasper has it at the edge of the logo. Dribbles towards the left wing, defended by Gaines around the perimeter. Moves the ball top of the key to Kessler. Outside once again, Jasper. Swings it out to Jabari Smith. Dump off to the low post, but they missed the mark on the pass. Deflected, looking for Kessler. LSU bounce pass underneath, stripped, and it goes out of bounds. Yeah, not looking good right now for LSU. They just can't buy a bucket. They're struggling to move the ball around. They find an open man around the perimeter. 3-point shot. They couldn't connect, though. Xavier Pinson off the back rim. Gets his own rebound back. Wide open 3. Pinson. No good. Missed another one. Deflected out of bounds. Last touch by LSU. It's off of Darius Day's last. They are struggling this season with 3-point shooting. And they could buy a ton of those threes at this moment. Just 32% as a team from 3-point range. What's good? Let's go in the stream. Welcome in. 0 for 16 by LSU. Just cannot buy a shot. They came into this game playing number 2 defensively, but they had played against 3 of their 12 teams were power conference teams. And Penn State, they narrowly escaped in overtime against. Penn State lost against UMass. 9.5 left to go in the first. LSU will get it back. Xavier Pinson, transfer from Missouri. And he lost the handle of the basketball, dribbling at the free throw circle, taken away by Jabari Smith, but then pulled back. It's Tari Eason who picks up the steal right from behind. Eason driving, Euro step down the lane, and finally gets something to go. They will count it and 1 by Tari Eason. It was picked up from behind by Eason, and Eason just like, let me do the work myself. He's going to have to get some big points in this game by Eason if they want to have a chance. Yeah, some really good games tonight. Free throw is good by Eason. He's the top scorer, and he's coming off the bench, putting up over 16 points per game. Hey, thanks so much for the update there, Vegas. That's a great game right there, Providence, Seton Hall. Foul number 7 picked up by LSU, driving to attack the lane to the bucket, and Wendell Green drawing contact with a foul. So this will be 2 free throws coming up by Wendell Green at the free throw line of Auburn. First shot, no good. Off the back rim. .908 left to go in the first half. Second shot coming up by Green at the free throw line. And that's good. What's good, Logan? Welcome to the stream. A lot of Auburn fans pouring in. LSU has possession. 9 minutes left to go in the first. Tari Eason takes a 3. No good off the back rim. Picked up in the rebound by KD Johnson. He is pushing tempo, driving. Slips past the defense. Nice dump off of the two-handed jam by Chris Moore for Auburn. LSU looking for something. Pinson moves it out to the corner. 3 is good by Wilkinson. At the left block, missed no good. Missed the putback dunk by Dylan Cardwell of Auburn. LSU comes up with a rebound. They swing it outside of Wilkinson. Passes out to the top. 3-point shot. Good. As Darius Days sinks it. Finally starting to get some buckets here for LSU. That is back-to-back threes. At the corner and at the top. And no call. Wendell Green looking for the foul call. Couldn't get one. Dish. Driving underneath. Eason gets blocked. And Auburn tried to save the basketball. Foot stepped on the line, though, with Chris Moore, as it will stay LSU ball. This has been a block fest so far. Number 1 blocking team in the nation, with Auburn just recorded their 5th block of the game. Eight minutes left to go in the first. LSU will get the inbound coming up. Eric Gaines will be the inbound passer underneath this hoop. What's good, Augustine? Welcome in from French Guiana. Glad to have you back in, man. It's a 6-zip run, last 42 seconds by LSU. Starting to get some open looks and knock them down. Starting out this game, they were 0 for 16 shooting. Auburn as a team is 8 for 16. And LSU is 3 for 21 at the moment. Spin move down the lane. Tyree Eason gets stripped of the ball, and turnovers have been a problem. That's their 5th as a team. Auburn dribble is poked loose to the corner. It's from behind by LSU. It goes out of bounds. It will stay Auburn ball. Game clock will stop with 7:52 left to play in the first. And it looks like we're going to take a timeout on the floor. Auburn up by 11. LSU connecting on back-to-back threes, though, in the last minute, as we take a break, media timeout. All right, if you guys are new, we got 60-plus people watching. Thanks so much for joining in. Hit that thumbs up, spike that like, hit that subscribe if you guys are new in the channel. I cover play-by-play of both college basketball and also NBA games here. And feel free to join me in for Tennessee versus Alabama later tonight. I'll also be covering that game. A lot of great college basketball games that are happening tonight. It seemed like college basketball didn't really have much going on since it was the holidays, but things starting to kick back up in full gear once again as conference play starts out tonight in the SEC. I know Big East starts out their conference play with Seton Hall Providence at the moment going on. Great game there, 16-16 the score. Kentucky leading Missouri 26-20. Georgia losing against Gardner-Webb 42-27 with around 3.5 minutes left to go in the first half. And coming up later tonight will be Tennessee, Alabama. Also, Wake Forest, Louisville playing each other tonight. What's good, Cryptid on the stream? Welcome in. Yeah, they got a ton of talent on Auburn. A lot of really good young players. Jabari Smith hasn't gone off just yet. He is the big name to know on Auburn. He's looking like he's going to go top 3 in the draft for Jabari Smith, and he's yet to score tonight, 0 for 3 from the floor, but his teammates really have picked up. Wendell Green's got himself 5 points off the bench. Walker Kessler making a huge impact in this game with 6 points and also 3 blocks. And then a 3-point shot made each by Allen Flanagan and KD Johnson. It's majority of the players are mostly sophomores and juniors. This was like the youngest team in college basketball last year. Oh, sorry to hear that, Augustine. Sending my thoughts out to you to get better there, man. Wishing you a speedy recovery there. Feel free to vote in the poll if you haven't already done so as well. Who do you got tonight, Auburn or LSU? Let me know out in the chat who you got in this game as well. It's an absolutely brutal stretch for LSU coming up with their schedule. They got next 7 games they play are either against teams that's ranked or teams that were ranked winning this past month. Coming up to start the new year, they got Kentucky and Tennessee both at home. Then they're at Florida, hosting Arkansas, and then at Alabama and Tennessee. And then the schedule starts to get quite lighter end of January where they take on Texas A&M. They have the SEC Big 12 Challenge game versus TCU. on the road at Fort Worth. And they got an easier grouping of teams there in the conference starting in February. Ole Miss, Vanderbilt, Texas A&M. And Georgia happens to be on that schedule in mid-February. 7.5 left to go. Right wing perimeter 3 missed off the mark, no good by Alan Flanagan. It goes right back to LSU with a defensive board. LSU driving down the lane. Xavier Pinson is going to draw contact here in a foul picked up by Auburn, as that is team foul number 5 for Auburn. Yeah, that's what I expected. Highly defensive type of game right there. Providence and Seton Hall. Xavier Pinson, transfer from Missouri, will shoot 2 at the line for LSU. First shot he makes. And second shot he drills. Some pressure in the backcourt. Flanagan able to move it past half court, though. Green settles for a mid-range jumper. Off the back rim, no good. Tipped up, and LSU comes up with a defensive rebound by Pinson. Pass ahead. Euro step down the lane and scores with a left hand up and in off the backboard. That is the top scorer for LSU this season. Tari Eason puts LSU down by 7. So LSU starting to get into rhythm. Driving to the basket lately. And they have made this a ball game after a rough start where they trailed at one point, 18-1. Auburn has possession, top of the key. Flanagan moves it over to Jabari Smith, yet to score tonight, but instead he has other plans as he will take the 3 straight away and boom, hits it. Jabari Smith on the board for Auburn. 6:30 left to go in the first. Xavier Pinson at the top of the key. Calls for a pick by Days and dribbles towards his right. Slides it out left wing to Days. Back over to Pinson. Jab step defended by Johnson. Driving, pro hop, puts one up. No good. Altered by KD Johnson, but a blocking foul. And the foul picked up by KD Johnson. It will send 2 shots to the free throw line by Xavier Pinson of LSU. He just headed back to the free throw line about 2 minutes ago in the game. Pinson, first shot good. Second shot by Pinson, and he delivers. It's an 8-point game. Xavier Pinson, perfect 4 for 4 tonight at the free throw line. LSU's 6 for 7 at the free throw line. As we approach the 6-minute mark left to play before halftime, Auburn has possession. It's Jalen Williams who hands it off to Wendell Green. They move it outside to Flanagan. Over to Jalen Williams, back out to Flanagan. Passes out to the top to Jalen Williams. Now it's Jasper. Jasper drives down the lane. And count it. Will they count it? No, they're not. He was flexing after the play was over. The camera was focused on him. And he thought that he scored the bucket. It's going to be an offensive foul. He flexed after. Yeah, he flexed after he scored the basket, and the referee pointed in the other direction, so they will not count the basket. Obviously frustrated right there. Bruce Pearl cannot believe the call on the court, and this will be LSU basketball. Offensive foul picked up by Zep Jasper. That looked like the bucket should have counted and one. LSU gets the possession. Big swing of a possession there. Pinson at the free throw circle, moves it back outside to Fudge. Pump fake, moves it out to the top to Pinson, and Fudge commits the turnover. Yeah, that'll be I can potentially see that if they start to find their rhythm there. They got a ton of transfers from Mississippi State. Eight-point lead for Auburn. 5:20 left to go before halftime. Kessler moves the ball into the hands of Wendell Green. He has it at the top of the key. Green gives it outside to Jalen Williams. Jalen Williams, nice dribble behind his back. Flings it out all the way. Too tall on the pass. And that will be a turnover by Jalen Williams. Just shoots it way too tall. Looking at the left corner for Lear Berman. And nope, nobody got a fingertip on it. He just throws it to the third row in the stands. That is turnover number 9 for Auburn. Despite their defense in this game, they struggled when they've gone up the court extremely fast. They've struggled controlling the ball quite a bit. Nice wraparound pass underneath for LSU. Drawing contact in the fall. It's going to be Efton Reed shooting too. Walker Kessler, the one who picks up the blocking fall. And that is number 7 now as a team. Or up to 8 now. That is their 8th for Auburn. Hey, there we go, Landon. So yeah, Kentucky tonight getting Missouri. I know they were up early, and then Missouri had come on back. No good in the first one by Reed. And missed the second one as well. Off the back rim, Walker Kessler comes out with a defensive rebound. Wendell Green will take it up the court for Auburn. Moves it outside, left wing to Kessler. Jasper puts the ball into the hands of Jalen Williams. Hands it off to his right to Berman. Berman dribbles down the lane, puts one up, and blocked from behind by Reed out of bounds. Huge block right there by Efton Reed from behind. Denying the layup attempt by Lear Berman. It's going to be Auburn inbound, though. 4:23 left to go in the first. Auburn gets the inbound on the outside. Kessler moves it over to the free throw circle. Jalen Williams dribbles. Deep jumper. Off the mark, no good at the left elbow. Defensive board picked up by LSU. They have number 2, Eric Gaines. Calls for the pick. Now he drives down the lane. It will be another foul picked up by Auburn. Underneath, Kessler was there, trying to block that attempt. Plenty of whistles in this game so far. 7 fouls to the team by LSU. That is now 9 by Auburn. They've got the majority of the falls lately. LSU's decided to take it inside. First shot is good by Eric Gaines. Do I think LSU will go into halftime with a momentum? They were a second half team against Georgia Tech. I predicted Auburn to take this game. I took Auburn, I believe, by 4 for my prediction. I think home court helps out a ton. Clear pathway, lob over the top of the backboard. They miss it, but they get the offensive rebound. Jalen Williams was wide open for a moment as his defender just got behind him and left him, wasn't out in front of him. Puts one up. That's a tough shot. Missed by Wendell Green. Went to the side of the rim short. LSU comes up with another board as they will attack right down the lane again. Gaines gets held onto and fouled from behind. That is now foul number 10 by Auburn. Double bonus time for LSU. At one point in this game, LSU had 7 fouls, and Auburn as a team had only 3. And now they've got the last 7 straight fouls in a row. 24-17 will go in a timeout, 3:29 left to go in the first half. Everything just completely changed with this LSU team, though. They just stopped shooting threes. And every single possession now is just dribble drive penetration, taking it to the basket to draw contact and fouls. Wow, Noah Horkler lighting it up there for Providence, looks like. Thanks so much for the update there, Vegas. 27-22, about 4 minutes left to go in the first. That's a huge game. Kentucky looking good. 40-22, they lead Missouri in the final 2 minutes before halftime. Georgia down by 13 at halftime against Gardner-Webb, 44-31. We got 60-plus people watching. If you guys are new in the stream, hit that thumbs up, spike that like, hit that subscribe. Thanks so much for watching, being a part here tonight on the channel. I cover basketball action, play-by-play of college hoops, and also NBA games here that I stream on the channel. Yeah, he's improving every single game there. Ty Washington, Landon puts out, playing really well. That's big right there for Kentucky. And make sure to vote in the poll if you haven't already done so. Who do you got in this game, Auburn or LSU? And let me know out in the chat who you like as well. So right now we're going to dig into the box right here for some foul trouble. Zep Jaspers picked up 3 personal fouls for Auburn, 2 off the bench by Jalen Williams of Auburn, and then 1 each by Kessler, Flanagan, Johnson, and Moore and Cardwell. So that's where the foul numbers are going right now. And then LSU, 2 personal fouls each by 3 players, Wilkinson, Pinson, and Fudge. Yeah, there's 2 of them. Tigers versus Tigers. Big question is, which Tigers are the best? Welcome in, Chris, in the stream. Yeah, usually I call the teams by the nicknames, usually. And it's been a while since I've called teams by their first name. Because you can go with the first name of the team, and you can also go nickname, but that's not the case for this matchup. Nate on the stream, welcome in. Yeah, that's exactly how they've been able to creep back in this game. Started out 0 for 16, bricking threes, and they've had a ton of success getting into the paint. First free throw missed at the line. No good by Eric Gaines, as we are back into action. And the second free throw is good. 24-18, 3.5 left to go in the first half. Heathland in the stream, taking LSU. Auburn gets the inbound, pressure in the backcourt. Jabari Smith puts the ball into the hands of Kessler, swings it out left wing to Johnson, pump fake, dribbles up, passes out to the top to Jabari Smith. Dumps it inside to Kessler. Kessler dribbles back out, moves it over to Wendell Green. 10 on the shot clock, Wendell Green with the ball. As he dribbles right baseline, crossover, down to the lane, dump off over to Kessler, missed the hook shot, offensive rebound Smith, 1 on the shot clock, didn't hit the rim, missed 3 off the back rim, no good by Auburn by KD Johnson. LSU with the ball, they get stripped up the court from behind, and it's going to be Auburn who forces a turnover, Euro step, driving, contacted and fouled, and KD Johnson will shoot 2 coming up at the free throw line. Forcing turnovers and pushing tempo has been a big key tonight for Auburn in this game. When they've been able to control the basketball, they've turned it over 9 times themselves, but they've stolen it 5 times from LSU, and that one, a pickpocket from behind, And then Johnson was able to drive down the court and draw the foul. First shot missed by KD Johnson at the free throw line. Yep, Vaughn not too happy about Clemson there. 2:49 left to go in the first. Second shot by Auburn by KD Johnson. And no good, missed another one. No points that trip at the line, rebound back to LSU. Both of these teams struggling when it comes to free throws. Auburn 3 for 8. LSU 8 for 13. And we have another steal in the key picked up by Auburn. KD Johnson once again attacking down the lane. And draws foul number 9 by LSU. Xavier Pinson having a lot of trouble tonight turning over to basketball. So back to the free throw line. KD Johnson just missed the last two. Shooting 2 more. First one good. Hey, thanks so much, Corey. Appreciate it, man. Yeah, definitely not with the ball games. I could tell you that's a clear no. There we go, man. Providence up 30-22. I like them in that matchup. I can't believe they were the 1-point underdog today at home. Second shot is good by KD Johnson. 2:25 left to go before half. LSU has possession. Xavier Pinson puts up a mid-range jumper halfway home, rattled out, no good though. And Auburn picks up the defensive rebound with Jabari Smith. It's Green who takes it up the court for Auburn. Wendell Green at the top, moves it outside of Smith. Open 3, shoots it too strong though off the back rim. Offensive rebound to the corner, picked up by Cardwell to keep it alive. Green passes left corner, dribbles. Johnson, nice feed over to Flanagan. Flanagan dribbles up, pro hop. Swings it out to the left corner, but gets called for the offensive foul. Allen Flanagan runs right over Darius Days in the key. It's a turnover for Auburn with 1:52 before half. $1:52 before halftime. Ooh, tricky in the inbound. Who's it going to be out? What a hustle play right there at the baseline by KD Johnson. And that's an LSU turnover. KD Johnson forces the turnover. Went out of bounds underneath Auburn's hoop, inbounding it by LSU. It's a turnover. Inbound over to Jabari Smith, and he hits the 15-footer. What a swing of possession right there. 1:40 left to go in the first. 28-18 Auburn. Jabari Smith up to 5. LSU with the ball. Huge swing right there at that possession that they couldn't inbound it cleanly. Tyree Eason dribbles at the left block. Spin move working on Jabari Smith. Moves it out to the top. It is Justice Williams who bounce passes it around the perimeter. They're going to have to force up a 3, and they hit it. Hand in the face, Darius Days. You're going to be kidding me with that shot right there. Been struggling all game from 3-point range. Just throws up a prayer as the shot clock is going down and Days up to 6. I've got Severe Wheeler as the best point guard in the SEC. Shot clock was winding down, and this ball was off in time. Released it with 1 on the shot clock. Turnaround jumper. Wasn't even looking at the rim and just forces up a prayer as he was triple teamed to the left wing perimeter. Hand in the face by Darius Days, and he drills it. Raymond, welcome in, man. 1:12 left to go before halftime. We get ourselves a ball game. Huge possession that LSU was able to capitalize on right there. Auburn gets the inbounds. Wendell Green receives the pass from Jabari Smith. 1 minute left to play before halftime. Green dribbles towards his right around the perimeter. He has it at the top of the key, defended by Eason. 10 on the shot clock. Green hands it off to Jabari Smith. Smith defended by Eason. Puts the ball back into the hands to Green. Green, as he will go with a handoff dribble straight away. Missed the layup, spinning down the lane. And in the corner, it's going to be a tie-up possession arrow. Waiting for by the referees for this possession arrow. But Wendell Green, he went to follow up his shot. Forced the tie-up between him and Eric Gaines. And this will be, looks like it's going to be Auburn basketball. 42 seconds left to play before halftime. And it will be Auburn inbound coming up underneath their own hoop. Lior Berman, he gets the inbound pass, moves it into the hands to Smith. Smith, jumper, mid-range, and is fouled. Jabari Smith heading to the free throw line, shooting 2 for Auburn. And Will Wade not happy about that call at all. Clock will stop with 38 seconds left to play. Yeah, going to be some big games right there. SEC is extremely competitive at the top half of the conference. Even like teams Mississippi State, Florida, Arkansas, all those teams right now outside the top 25 should be a really good conference this season. It's basically split between solid teams, and then there's teams at the very bottom, Missouri and Vanderbilt and Georgia. So it's split when mostly good. First shot good by Jabari Smith. Second shot by Smith, he hits. 30-21, 38 seconds left to go before halftime. Jabari Smith is now up to 7 points in the game. LSU with a possession, 8-second differential shot clock and game clock before half. Xavier Pinson, the ball handler. He has struggled with turnovers, though, today. Puts it into the hands of the Eason, hands it off to Pinson once again. Pinson has 3 turnovers. Pinson, 8 on the shot clock. At the left wing perimeter. Pinson moves it outside to Gaines. Gaines pump fake, takes a 3. It's up, no good off the rim. Picked up on the rebound by Jabari Smith. 7 seconds left to go. Smith running the length of the court, takes the jumper right elbow, and delivers. Splash with 1 second left to go. Jabari Smith off the rebound, dribbles up. Deep 2 jumper connects, and Auburn goes up at halftime at home, 32-21. This season, Auburn 9-0 record when leading at halftime. Only 1 loss this season for Auburn, and it was against a UConn team that was at full strength in the first game of the Bad Boys Mowers Classic. What a start for Auburn. They got up 18-1 to start out this game. LSU then got right back into it. As LSU, instead of taking the 3, they started to drive and get to the rim and go for 2s. And they got into this game, and then Auburn able to close it on a run themselves to the very end. Right now we're at halftime. If you guys are doing the stream, hit that thumbs up, spike that like, hit that subscribe. Thanks so much for joining, being a part here tonight. I cover college basketball games play-by-play, also NBA games on the channel streaming. Later tonight, I'll be back covering the second game of a doubleheader. It's going to be Tennessee against Alabama. That should be a really good game as well. 2 great matchups inside the SEC tonight in the top 25. I'm glad that they put this game on national TV. It was supposed to be on like premium for this game, and then Virginia Tech versus North Carolina ended up not happening. So this game got flexed instead. Great choice to do that, to put this game on national TV tonight. Let me know out in the chat who you guys got in this one. Auburn or LSU were right at halftime. A couple other scores for college basketball. Providence leads at the half, 36-27 over Seton Hall. Yeah, keep me on that update there, Vegas. If there's anything new about Nate Watson, I heard that he was like slow to get up. Hopefully he's still back playing, but If there's any updates, feel free to let me know, man. We see right now Noah Horkler at the half. He is sizzling with 12 total points at halftime for Providence. Kentucky leading Missouri at halftime 44-27. Georgia is trailing right now at the start of the second half 49-39 against Gardner-Webb. Kansas, Nevada, this game is about to tip off. Kansas was supposed to take on Harvard, then Harvard dropped out, so Kansas scheduled a pretty quality mid-major opponent. Nevada was supposed to be around like top 50 in the preseason for Nevada. They have a bunch of seniors that came back, but they've been a disappointment early in the season. Opportunity for them in this game to see if they can pull off their inner Dayton Flyers in this matchup today and potentially pull off an upset over Kansas. Also, Louisville hosting Wake Forest. That game just tipped off, same as Memphis at Tulane. Do I think Westbrook is killing the Lakers? I wouldn't blame it all on Russ. I think it's multiple players. I do think that he definitely needs to be a ton better. It's basically the Lakers are basically LeBron at this point carrying the Lakers this season. Let's go to Cram. Welcome back in the stream again. Yeah, Georgia just completely tanked this season. They had a bunch of players transfer in the offseason. Yeah, Landon Glad here. Severe Wheeler transferred over to Kentucky. Yeah, this season has been just all over the place as far as upsets. It's crazy. I'm probably going to go... I'm going to take Baylor right now once again to repeat. That might change as we go through the course of this season. My prediction right now is probably going to be Baylor against Purdue in the title game. What's good? Bill in the stream. Welcome in, man. There we go. That's awesome. I was shocked to see Providence was an underdog against Seton Hall today. They were a 1-point underdog. I've got Alabama tonight. Yeah, that's a game that I feel like Alabama desperately needs to bounce back. They gave up 12 made threes against Davison. Tennessee doesn't shoot the three that well. They struggle to knock down jumpers. Tennessee is all defense. And if they can get consistency out of like their main players, they can be a dangerous team for Tennessee, but it's been like a seesaw. They had consistency against Arizona, or they did really well against Arizona with John Fulkerson and Josiah Jordan-James, but as far as like those players scoring like that on a consistent basis, it hasn't been found. What's good, Paul, on the stream? Welcome in, man. I'll be covering a second game after this tonight, so it's going to be Tennessee versus Alabama. Feel free to join in if you like for that one as well. Yeah, Providence has got a some really good size on their team. Nate Watson, Noah Horkler, Ed Croswell. Seton Hall is more like guard oriented for their team. They lost Sandro Mamakhalashvili in the offseason, but they usually have some pretty good shot blockers for Seton Hall. Wow, so the closing line was actually Providence the favorite. Yeah, I looked at it this morning, like at, I think like 8, 9 in the morning. They were actually +1 when I looked at it. So thanks so much for the update. So Hilda, appreciate it with the update there. So they actually closed out as the 2-point favorite. Yeah, when I looked at it this morning, they were underdogs earlier today, which I thought odd because they were at home. Yeah, it was LSU could not buy a shot for like the first like 9-10 minutes in this game. They could not buy a shot. They started out 0 for 16 shooting, 3 for 16 from 3-point range at half for LSU, and one of those threes was in the final minute. A prayer that Darius Days just sent up as the shot clock was going down. He had his head turned to the rim. He was triple teamed. He just drew up a prayer and it went through the net. Didn't even hit the rim at all. It just went through the net. Ooh boy, Clemson 20-3. Savant's not too happy about that. Multiple players here chipping in for Auburn tonight. It hasn't really been one player taking over. Jabari Smith, he's up to 9 points though. He had a slow start scoring in this game, but he has rised lately. 6 points by Walker Kessler along with 3 blocks. 5 points each by Katie Johnson and Wendell Green. And then LSU top scorer Darius Days with 6 points. Tari Eason off the bench has got 5. Okay, so yeah, those are big losses there. Losing Tyree Samuel and also Ike Obiagu tonight. What's good, Jacob on the stream? Welcome in, taking Auburn here. Yeah, I think they keep it close. I've got Alabama taking it tonight. I think it's going to be a close game, though. So my prediction for that one... Oh, so it's probably going to be... I predicted right at 5. 78-73 was my prediction. Tennessee's got the defense to hold them. Though they struggle making shots though for Tennessee. And Alabama has had a tough time defensively this season. They're at home though. They are looking for like a statement type of game for Alabama to get them right back on track. Because they've had some shocking losses. That's what happened last year. They usually start off slow and then they get better. Yeah, Alabama has a tough time defensively. I think they're in the 200s defensively. Yeah, over under at 148. Hey, thanks so much, Jacob. Appreciate it, man. Yeah, Alabama's been able to win. Let's see, they've been able to win basically all their games this season when they put up 80 plus points. So they lost against Memphis. They only scored 78. They gave up 92. They lost against Davidson, once again scoring 78. They gave up 79. And then they only scored 68 to Iona, and they gave up 72 and lost. So all their victories, they've scored at least 80 besides two of those games, Jacksonville State and South Alabama. I'm going to see if this is like a home trend for them for Alabama, because they had hosted Houston at home. They put up 83. They beat Houston by 83-82. That was a home game for Alabama. And that's not really heard of that much by Houston, considering all the rebounds that Houston got in that game. But for Houston to give up 80 points, that doesn't happen too often. I think tonight it all depends on how Alabama's feeling it from three. Because they attempt a ton of threes, like 30 per game they're averaging. Yeah, LSU came out extremely cold. The score at one point was 18-1. It's at least we got a pretty manageable game here at halftime. At least it's not a blowout right now, based on how this game started. Like, I'm glad the score isn't like 40-10 going into half right now. Sadly, I think yes there, Vaughn, for next year, for you. So right now we're just at halftime. Couple more minutes. I believe we're going to get ready for the second half coming up in a couple minutes from now. If you guys are new in the stream, hit that thumbs up, spike that like, hit that subscribe. Thanks so much for joining in. Feel free to join in for Tennessee versus Alabama after this one is over too. Most likely we'll join that one in progress for that game. This game went quite a bit of time over the 8 o'clock time slot entering halftime, so it's probably going to push back that Tennessee-Alabama game, because there were a ton of falls in the first half. Wow, Providence out on the roll. 30-27. Thanks so much, man. Yeah, usually they're not a good three-point shooting team for Providence. Their offensive metrics are around the 200s, but it's the defense, and one of the strong things this year is their ability to get to the free throw line, because they are really physical inside for Providence. They got a ton of size. From past Providence teams, they're usually like physical, gritty, good on the offensive glass. This year they've been shocking because they've had some big games from 3-point range, and I've been hearing tonight it's been Noah Horkler, which he's been shockingly pretty good this year, and they got a couple solid transfers in there too. Jabari Smith with a late sore going into halftime, 9 points after a slow start. He is the top scorer right now for Auburn as we start out the second half. If you're new in the stream, hit that thumbs up, spike that like, hit that subscribe as we are back into action. LSU goes left to right on the court. They have the basketball first. Xavier Pinson at the free throw circle. Bounce pass underneath, and Walker Kessler picks up his fourth block of the game, denying Efton Reed inside the low post. And then Auburn up the court gets called for a double dribble. 19 seconds in after the block, dribbling up the court, they turned it over. That was a major struggle with them in the first half. Kessler with a great block. And then 6-7 steps up the court off the dribble. They just double dribble, and that's turnover number 11 now of the game for Auburn. Yeah, that's one they definitely need to take there tonight for Boston. Taking on the Clippers without Paul George. The Clippers have quite a bit of players out, too. LSU, second possession of the second half. Pinson puts up a shot off the front rim. No good. A rebound picked up by Kessler, making an impact both of the possessions here defensively to start out half number 2. Zep Jasper at the left wing perimeter with the ball first for Auburn. Calls for a pick to be set by Smith. Jasper towards his right dribbles. Flanagan back off to Jasper. Step back three straight away. Off the back rim, no good. Picked up in the defensive rebound by Eric Gaines of LSU. Pass ahead, back over to Gaines. And then the Tigers get called. Clipping by Darius Days. And gets called for the turnover. That's number 10 now, turnover for LSU. Hey, there we go. Welcome back in, Brian, in the stream. He's pumped up for the Ravens game coming up. Yeah, the Rams have been playing really good, but they've laid a couple eggs this season. Past the first minute in the second, Auburn has the ball. Jabari Smith shovels it out to the top. No look pass. Jasper to the left wing. Dribbles up. Jumper deep two. Rolls around the rim and it goes in. Allen Flanagan able to get the friendly bounce. Knocks it down for Auburn. Hey, thanks so much, Jacob. Appreciate it, man. LSU with the ball. Xavier Pinson at the top. Pinson dribbles up, swings it over to Days. Days will shoot a three straight away. Off the rim, no good. They soar up, get the offensive rebound with Wilkinson. Back out to the top, another three. Taken by Gaines. Rolls around the rim and out, and defensive rebound picked up by Walker Kessler. Auburn has possession as LSU is struggling from downtown. 3 for 17, 18% from the outside. Poked loose out of bounds, and it will still stay Auburn basketball. Auburn struggled too, just 3 for 12 from 3-point range. Yeah, so thanks so much all for voting in the poll. 56% Auburn to 43% LSU tonight. Auburn gets the inbound. Jasper at the top. 10 in the shot clock. Jasper moves it over into the hands to Jabari Smith, who draws contact and a foul by Efton Reed. First personal foul picked up by LSU in the second half. Game clock will stop. 17:53 left to go in the second, and this happens to be a shooting foul. So Jabari Smith will shoot 2. It was in his shooting motion for a deep 2 jumper. First one good. Second shot by Smith, and he connects. Jabari Smith, the top scorer for Auburn, up to 11 points now. $15-point lead for Auburn. LSU will take it up the court. Yeah, thanks so much, Jacob, for the sub. Appreciate it, man. Pinson towards his left around the perimeter. Moves it out to the top to Tyree Eason. Eason, the top scorer this season, off the bench, putting up 16 points per game. Dribble drive attack by Pinson and draws the foul. So this will be 2 shots coming up at the free throw line for LSU by Xavier Pinson. First one finds his way down. Second shot by Pinson delivers. Dangerous pass by Auburn, picked up at midcourt with a steal. Eason floats one up off the back rim. Not a good look as he had numbers in the break as well. Dump off underneath to Eason. Gets rejected by Kessler as the ball sails to the perimeter. Picked up though by LSU by Gaines. They move it out left baseline to the corner. 3, Pinson. That's no good. Airballed, and he pushes off and gets called for the offensive foul. Turnover by LSU. Multiple opportunities in that possession LSU had to get a bucket, and they weren't able to score. They had a steal at midcourt. Pinson called for the offensive foul. Second foul of the game by Pinson. Approaching the 17-minute mark left to go. Auburn has the ball. Smith gives it over to Green. Wendell Green slowing down the possession for Auburn. 12 on the shot clock. At the top of the key, Wendell Green. Smith rolls down. Green still with the ball, though. Crossover at the top of the key. Green dribbles. Dish off the fingertips of Kessler. He turns it over. Wilkinson picks up the steal in the corner. They will attack now. Pinson, Euro step. Blocked from behind again, but a blocking foul assessed to Auburn. Auburn putting this game as a block fest so far today with 7 total blocks as a team. Couldn't pick up their 8th as it wasn't clean. And it will be 2 more shots coming up at the free throw line for Xavier Pinson. Pinson has got all 6 of his points tonight at the free throw line. He's 0 for 6 shooting from the floor. First shot good by Pinson. Make it 7 for 7. Yeah, I got some Santa hype tonight in the background. Yeah, I decided to keep Santa here until the end of the month. Second shot by Pinson, no good. First miss of the night. Rolled around the rim and out. Kessler picks up the defensive rebound. Dangerous pass, almost intercepted underneath LSU's hoop. That was Gaines who jumped the route and Wendell Green able to snatch it in time. Green once again will slow down the basketball. 16:20 left to go. Smith passes left wing perimeter to KD Johnson. Johnson dribbles up, drives, dump out to the right corner. Pump fake. 3 in the air. Money, that is good. Allen Flanagan knocks down. They're going to say deep 2. His foot was on the line. 1 foot behind the 3-point line. The other one was touching the line, so they counted as a deep 2. 16:06 left to go in the second half. And what a find there. It was KD Johnson who drove to the bucket and then swung it out to the right wing. Jab step, deep jumper, and Flanagan connected it. And then LSU just committed a turnover. Back to Auburn, the ball goes. Cross-court pass to Kessler, soars up, able to snag it. Now on the outside, it's Wendell Green. Moves it out to the top. Back to Green, who shoots the 3, and he gets knocked down. 15:45 left to go. This should be 3 coming up at the free throw line by Wendell Green. He got fouled from the outside. Yeah, Pinson's been going to the free throw line. He's not been able to hit a shot, though, from the floor. Timeout taken here. 15:45 left to go. Auburn up by 14. What's good behind the Eric fan? Welcome back in, man. Hope all is going well in your holiday. I believe I'm going to have New Year's Eve off. Yeah, I think I'm going to have New Year's Eve off. I believe the final day of streaming for 2020 will be, or 2021 will be tomorrow. So I believe tomorrow night will be my last stream for the new year. If you guys are new, hit that thumbs up, spike that like, hit that subscribe. Thanks so much for joining in, being a part here on the stream tonight. And jumpers have been a problem tonight for LSU. 3 for 18 from the outside. Just 5 for 32 in the game. They've only made 2 2-point shots tonight. And Auburn has got a ton of length and size. Walker Kessler, 5 rebounds. He's got 6 points. Jabari Smith with 11 points so far. Kessler's also got 5 blocks. 7 blocks as a team. Dylan Cardwell has got 2 blocks coming off the bench. Plus 7 on the glass in favor of Auburn, 28-21 on rebounds. Yeah, Kansas has scheduled Nevada in late. That was supposed to be Harvard who had played that game. I heard about that. That's devastating for Houston that Marcus Sasser's out. Also, Tremont Mark is out, too, for the rest of the year. So missing 2 key players for Houston for the remaining part of the season. A couple scoreboard updates right now for college hoops. Kentucky leads Missouri 55-43. Wisconsin up over Illinois State 31-20. Providence leads Seton Hall 45-34. And Georgia is getting destroyed by Gardner-Webb 68-47. Iowa leads Western Illinois 33-21. Close game between Louisville and Wake Forest, 19-18 Louisville at home. Texas A&M losing against Central Arkansas, 26-23 Central Arkansas. Memphis losing against Tulane right now, 17-12 Tulane. So those are a couple scores throughout college hoops at this moment. $15:45 left to go in the second. Tremendous game by Auburn here, defensively putting on a block fest with 7 blocks. It's going to be Auburn coming up at the free throw line, shooting 2 out of the timeout. First one is good. This is Wendell Green. Yeah, especially for Memphis. Georgia coming into the season, they were considered like one of the bottom Power 5 teams in all of college basketball. And yeah, kind of expected out of Georgia, but not for them to lose against Gardner-Webb, but at least that game to be close, like single digits, I'd expect. But yeah, for Memphis to be losing right now against Tulane, it's still early though. Memphis is going to be one of those teams that, because they've had some good wins, they've had some bad losses, they're going to be playing all the way until the conference tournament to determine their fate. They're probably going to be. This is 3 shots to the line actually, because he was fouled from 3. All 3 of them go down. So he makes the last one as well. 41-24. So before we went on the timeout, it was Wendell Green who got knocked down from the perimeter, and he just made all 3 free throws. 15.5 left to go in the second half as LSU hits their 6th field goal of the game. As that goes down at the left elbow, Auburn mishandles the pass inside. LSU 2-on-1. Bounce pass to the trail. Soaring up, Tari Eason throws it down with a 2-handed dunk. Lunging forward on the fast break. That is a big one right there. It would be a big difference maker if they were at home. And this is the score right now. Would have pumped up the home crowd, but they have to do it on the road. Tari Eason, top scorer of the season. He's got 7 points, 5 rebounds. 15 minutes remaining. Right baseline dribble. KD Johnson, kick out to the left corner. 3. Off the mark, no good. Missed by Zepp Jasper. Defensive rebound pulled down for LSU. They almost lost it underneath their own hoop with Pinson, but able to get it back. Pinson dribbles, attacks, drives, puts one in, kiss off the glass, scores. LSU starting to come alive now. 6 straight points scored by LSU. Xavier Pinson up to 11. He's got over a third of the team points. Auburn has it off the dribble handoff. Green drives, nice wraparound layup, and it goes. Reverse hand layup by Wendell Green Jr. Auburn up by 13. Approaching the 14-minute mark left to play. Eason at the top, and a foul committed away from the basketball. It's going to be on Auburn. Wow, Pistons up against the Knicks tonight. 57-52 looks like that's the third quarter score. Wow, oh my goodness. That's the score in the third quarter. 14 minutes left to go before half. LSU gets the inbounds. Pinson at the right wing puts the ball into the hands to Eason. Back over to Pinson. Crossover. Dribbles down the lane and no good off the mark. Offensive rebound. Putback dunk is good by Efton Reed. LSU getting basically most of their points tonight when it comes to at the rim or at the free throw line. Wendell Green driving and fouled. And Green is down, does a push-up down underneath his own hoop. 13:29 left to play. Non-shooting foul. Auburn gets the inbound. Cardwell at the top, and his pass just lets it sail wide out of bounds. Looking for Jalen Williams. It was away and down from Williams, though. Efton Reed's in deep foul trouble. He's the top rebounder this season for LSU, and he's got 4 personal fouls as LSU takes a deep jumper and connects. Xavier Pinson knocks it through, and he's starting to find some momentum. They break the half-court pressure, backing their way inside. Dump off to Cardwell, held onto and fouled. And Dylan Cardwell will come to the free throw line, shoot 2 shots for Auburn. 13 minutes left to play. Dylan Cardwell, sophomore, big from Augusta, Georgia. Number 44 for Auburn. "13 minutes remain. First shot, off the back rim, no good. Yeah, great game for Providence there. Up by 10, my man. Just have to sustain it tonight. Second free throw coming up by Cardwell. No good, missed them both off the back rim. Save, though, for an opportunity on the offensive rebound, but put into the wrong hands. LSU comes out with a steal. Pinson has it at the right wing perimeter. He's defended 1-on-1. Takes the three-point shot. No good. Airballs it. Over the rim. Picked up in the corner for a moment. Poked loose out of bounds. It's going to stay LSU ball. Wendell Green wasn't able to hold on to it cleanly going up for the defensive rebound as he lost it in the corner. That would never fly there, Vaughn. I heard they're trying some type of tournament, though, they're doing. I think in a couple years. Probably 2023, like a mid-season tournament they're doing for the NBA. LSU gets the inbound. Pinson moves it out to the left wing. Eason takes the 3 off the back rim. And Auburn picks up the defensive board. 12.5 minutes left to play. Auburn will take it up the court with Wendell Green. Green dribbles, attacks, swings it out to the top. Over to Kessler. The big fella will shoot a 3. Splash. 7'1" transfer from UNC, and Walker Kessler lets a 3-ball fly, and he lets it sink down for the triple. 12 minutes left to play in the second. LSU floats up a mid-range shot. Off the mark, no good. Missed by Pinson. And guess who picks up the rebound? It is Walker Kessler. Kessler having a huge impact. Sets the pick for Green. Green dribbles back out to the edge of the Auburn logo. 15 on the shot clock for Wendell Green. Moves it out right corner perimeter. Chris Moore slides it out to the top to Jalen Williams. Over the Green. Launches a 3 from the edge of the logo. No good. Offensive rebound though. Put back. Opportunity no good. Gets another offensive rebound. And poke loose from behind. And it will still stay Auburn basketball. Chris Moore. Relentless to stay with it. Off back-to-back offensive rebounds. And we have 11... Just past the 11.5 minute mark left to play in this game. Walker Kessler knocking down the 3-point shot for the big man. Puts up Auburn by 12, 46-34 to score. We have 11.5 left to go. Wow, looks like Horkler on fire tonight there, man. Good to see. If you guys are new on the stream here, hit the thumbs up, spike the like, hit the subscribe. I cover basketball games, play-by-play of college basketball, also NBA games here on the channel. Glad to have you guys join in, be a part here of the stream. Also, hit me up in the chat who you got in this one tonight. Auburn or LSU, who you're a fan of, let me know out in the chat. It has been only Xavier Pinson in this game. 13 points by Pinson for LSU. He has got the bulk of the points, well over a third of his team's points tonight for LSU, and he's only made 3 shots of 11 attempts. He's done it going to the free throw line. Yeah, how in the world is that on ESPNU? I was saying that myself. It's because all the bowl games they have this week are put on ESPN or ESPN2. I'm pretty sure. It makes 0 sense. I predicted Georgia in that one. I think though I think Michigan does have a chance though. Jabari Smith, top scorer at 11 points. 10 points off the bench by Wendell Green Jr. 9 points, 6 rebounds, 5 blocks by Walker Kessler. Despite 16 turnovers as a team, Auburn leads by 12. Because LSU cannot buy a perimeter shot today. 3 for 20 from the outside, and they are 7 for 20 with 2-point shots. The difference maker in this game has been Auburn inside. Auburn is 11 for 20 with their 2-point shots. Wow, that's huge for Horkler. 17 points. So Providence up by 11 over Seton Hall, 54-43. Kentucky up over Missouri, 63-47. Wisconsin leads Illinois State, 38-31. Georgia losing by 19 over Gardner-Webb, 73-54. Iowa leading Western Illinois 51-33. And Wake Forest leading Louisville 27-21. I was shocked to see that game this morning. Wake Forest is severely underrated. I think they're the second best team in my opinion right now in the ACC. It could change. I think it's between 2 and 3. But they got some players that can score. 2 players that's transfers at the top of their roster as seniors that they can score and get buckets. Alondes Williams from Oklahoma. He was a bench player at Oklahoma. He has exploded with Wake Forest this season. And for some reason, they are being slept on a ton. They only received 4 votes in the rankings this past week. They got less votes than Michigan and Colorado. I don't know how in the world Colorado got themselves 5 votes in the rankings. San Francisco had the same amount of votes as Wake Forest. San Francisco has played quite an easy schedule, so we'll see how that happens to go when they start out playing against like Gonzaga, BYU. I heard they start out with a lot of the tougher teams to start out the conference play in WCC. We're back to action. 11 minutes left to play. 12-point game. What's good, Alex, on the stream? Welcome in, man. Thanks so much for joining in. LSU received the pass. There was a foul committed on Kessler of Auburn. So LSU will get the inbounds. At the right baseline. Spin move. Puts up a shot. Rolls around the rim. And it goes in. It's Justice Williams, freshman from Philadelphia, Pennsylvania, who scores the bucket. 10:40 left to play. Auburn has the ball. They will keep on slowing it down. Wendell Green at the top of the key. Lobs it over to Jabari Smith. Smith with 11, the top scorer. Smith, spin move, free throw circle, tough jumper, hand in the face, and hits it. That goes down by Jabari Smith. 15-footer straightaway. Wow. So, yeah, I thought so. So, 5-point underdogs in that game for Wake Forest. LSU has it around the perimeter. Left baseline dribble. Pro hop Justice Williams. Puts it up, and his shot gets blocked out of bounds by Walker Kessler. Having a huge night with block number 6. Ten minutes left to play. 9.6 blocks by Kessler is a left corner J. Able to go through for LSU. It's going to be a deep 2. Under 10 minutes left to go. Auburn will keep on slowing down the basketball. And now they will count as a 3. They had initially put 38 on the scoreboard. They will put it as 39 now. Kessler has it at the top of the key. Puts the ball back into the hands of Zep Jasper. Jasper towards his right around the perimeter. Defended by Williams. Lobs it right baseline to Jabari Smith. Double team to the right elbow. Out to the top once again. Jasper forces up a prayer. Off the back rim. No good. Size advantage helps out in that favor. But pushing off is a rebound on the foul. It's going to be on Kessler. So Kessler had come up with the offensive rebound but pushed off, and Bruce Pearl unhappy about the call there for Auburn as LSU will get the ball back. LSU gets the inbound. Pinson at the left wing perimeter, defended by Kessler. Swings it out to the top of the key to Days. Back over to Pinson. He attacks once again down the lane. And it will be an offensive foul. Fans up out of their seats after that one. Pumped up. Taking the charge is Chris Moore of Auburn. An offensive foul by Xavier Pinson. And that is foul number 4 for Pinson tonight in deep, deep foul trouble. So he heads towards the bench for LSU. 9:12 left to go, and the top scorer, the only player in double figures tonight for LSU with 13 points scored. 7 of those points at the free throw line by Xavier Pinson on the bench now in deep foul trouble. 9 minutes left to go. Auburn has possession. Zep Jasper moves it out to the top of the key to Kessler. Hand off to Jasper, swings to that left wing. Pump fake, dribbles up. That's going to be a 3. Off the back rim, missed, no good by Berman. Offensive rebound, kept alive though. Right baseline dribble, Flanagan to the rim. Off the mark, no good, tipped up. And it will be a defensive board picked up by Wilkinson. Bodies collide, no foul. Gaines passes out to Days, launching a prayer, no good off the back rim. Offensive rebound kept alive. Pass underneath, rejected at the rim though. What a block right there by Jabari Smith, rejecting Efton Reed at the rim, and Auburn picks up the basketball back. On the near side of the court, collision got tipped, deflected out of bounds, and Auburn lost the handle with Smith on the near side, and it goes out of bounds, turnover. Huge block a couple moments ago, though, with Jabari Smith as he denies Reed off the offensive rebound, trying to put it back up, and they had a 3-on-1 break for LSU, and they couldn't score out of that. That's huge there. Providence by 13, man, with under 8 minutes left to go. Let's go. Baylor's team this season, they look really good once again. I think they could possibly win the title once again. They're different though. They're not as strong from the perimeter. They're stacked defensively. They got a ton of perimeter defenders, and they're all about twos this season. They move the ball really well, but they're great inside. 1, 2, 3, 4 plays in the stream. Welcome in. This has been a physical game as of late, last couple minutes. As the referees will blow a whistle. Has to separate Eric Gaines and Zep Jasper. Jasper commits the reach and fall. Clock will stop with 8:04. LSU will get the inbounds. It is Gaines. Gaines drives on Kessler. Kick out left corner. On the bench is their leading scorer. And that will be a jumper. It's good from 3. LSU creeping in there. It's a 6-point game with 7:40 left to go. Jabari Smith puts the ball into the hands of Jasper. Jasper moves it outside to Smith over to Jasper. Handoff around the perimeter. Jasper gives it over to Flanagan. Flanagan floats it up over the top off the roll down. And Walker Kessler throws it down with a two-handed alley-oop jam. 50-42 with 7:15 left to go. LSU trying to look for a response. They lost the handle. Poked loose out of bounds, and they'll keep the basketball, though. Last touch by Auburn. Tari Eason had it deflected in the key from him. Yeah, thanks so much, Jacob, for being a part of the stream here, man. What a game we have right now. Walker Kessler throws down the alley-oop dunk. Off the feed over the top by Alan Flanagan. We're going to take a media timeout. 7:30 left to play. 50-42 Auburn. Trap and Bass in the stream. Welcome in. If you're new on the channel, hit the thumbs up, spike the like, hit the subscribe. Thanks so much for joining in, being a part here tonight. I cover play-by-play of basketball games here on the channel, college hoops, also NBA games in the stream. And welcome in everybody being a part here tonight. Let me know out in the chat who you got in this game, Auburn or LSU, who you're a fan of. Feel free to let me know. Wow, Kentucky pounding Missouri. No shocker there. 73-52, final 4 minutes left to play. Providence leads by 10 over Seton Hall, 57-47. Wisconsin by 10 over Illinois State, 46-36 in the final minute in the first half. And Georgia is going to lose tonight over Gardner-Webb. Final 30 seconds left to go. 77-60, Gardner-Webb leading in the final minutes. Iowa leading Western Illinois 51-33 at halftime. Kansas up over Nevada going into halftime 39-25. Wow, so I'm shocked there that it won't, Vaughn, because we don't know what's going to happen here within like the next couple weeks, next months. I don't think they should roll it out of the question just yet that it's not going to be in a bubble. I think it's still too early. I think they need to start looking at that right now. Because you don't want this to be a problem if it still is a problem by March. Yeah, so 2 hours ago, looks like NCAA Division I men's and women's basketball tournament is going to be played as scheduled. It looks like. So that's being released by NCAA.com 2 hours ago with that information. Hey, thanks so much for the update there, Bradley. 31-26, Wake Forest up at halftime. Big game for Oscar Tshiebwe, 18 rebounds. He follows up his 28 against Western Kentucky with 18 tonight, right now, against Missouri. Hey, thanks so much, Jacob. Appreciate it, man, for coming on supporting the stream, brother. Feel free to join in for Tennessee versus Alabama later tonight if you guys would like. All those links are pinned to posted in the description below this video if anybody's interested in joining the channel Discord. I also got my Twitter link out there along with a merchandise link. I'll put that in the chat if anybody's interested. Check out the Behind Your Basketball merchandise. Some pretty cool stuff out there. Short sleeve, long sleeve shirts, iPhone cases, pillow stickers, sweatshirts. That link is now posted in the chat. And also the channel memberships link is pinned to the chat. The channel memberships is as low as $1.99 per month for anybody who's interested in becoming a channel member. And channel members get a shout out at each and every single one of my live streams that I cover. I heard about that they canceled the juniors tournament for hockey today. 7:11 left to go. LSU gets the inbounds. They have it at the top of the key, taking a three, and no good. Around the rim and out, missed shot by Darius Days. And an over-the-back call picked up by LSU. Wow, so Jarrett Roden just picked up his 4th. So Auburn now in the bonus. Tari Eason picks up his 3rd personal foul. Eason having a tough game today, just 7 points. He was averaging around 16 points per game. Transfer from Cincinnati. He was scoring around 7 points per game last year as a freshman, but he is the top scorer for LSU this season off the bench. So this will be 1-1 bonus time at the free throw line with Jabari Smith. He'll be shooting in the 1-1 bonus. Smith, the top scorer. He's got 13 points for Auburn. And entering this trip to the line, he's a perfect 4 for 4 tonight at the free throw line. Top 3 projected draft pick, 2022 NBA draft with Jabari Smith. First shot is up and no good. Missed the front end of the 1-1. LSU comes up with a defensive board. Down by 8 with under 7 minutes left to play. Gaines moves the ball into the hands to Justice Williams. Williams defended by KD Johnson. Dribbles to the right elbow, bounce pass, and a reach-in is assessed to Auburn, and that is team foul number 6. Reaching in is KD Johnson. So they had 1 foul to give. Next time they commit a foul, they'll be in a bonus. LSU will get the inbound. 6:46 left to play. They inbounded off to Eason. Eason defended underneath low post by Kessler. Puts it over him and scores. Banks it up and in off the glass. 6-point game. 6.5 left remaining. Auburn up the court. They dump it out to Kessler. Kessler at the right block. Backs his way underneath on Eason. He gets stuffed. Big block from behind by Darius Days of LSU. Chance here for LSU. Top of the free throw circle, and they travel with it. On the break, it is Wilkinson who gets called for the travel at the free throw circle. They had the opportunity on the break with numbers for LSU, and they couldn't convert. That is turnover number 14 tonight. Auburn will get the inbounds. On the court, Jabari Smith, Wendell Green. .622 left to play. So this is going to go well past the Tennessee-Alabama game. We're going to join that one in progress. Smith passes it in the backcourt to Green. Smith, Green, Kessler, KD Johnson, and Allen Flanagan. That's the 5 in the court currently for Auburn. Top of the key, Green towards his right around the perimeter. Passes off to Smith. Pump fake. Dribbles right down the lane, and he lost the handle. Turnover, no call. LSU comes up with the basketball. Swinging out this pass. Gets jumped the route, intercepted, and Auburn will go in for the two-handed dunk. KD Johnson, what a read right there off the cross-court pass. And he jumps the route, picks it off, and it's an easy 2 for Auburn. Gaines in the key for LSU, puts up a tough shot off the backboard, no good. Pinwheels around Gaines, tries to save it, and it's last touched out of bounds. Referees will say it's out of bounds, last by Auburn. The fans thought it was out of bounds by LSU. Clock will stop with under 6 minutes left to play. What a read by KD Johnson. Picked off the pass and cashed it in for 2, as we see in the highlight play. LSU gets the inbound, and poor inbound pass goes to nobody except the wrong player. Allen Flanagan picks up the steal at the baseline. 3-point shot quick by Smith off the mark. And we have a foul picked up by LSU. Walker Kessler, offensive rebound, put back is good. Count it. And 1. Missed 3 by Smith underneath. Tipped up to Kessler. And he got fouled by Pinson. And that is Pinson's 5th. He is done. Xavier Pinson, the top scorer of the game for LSU. He has just fouled out. So he is done from the game. And we still got 5:32 left to play. Walker Kessler will shoot 1 coming up at the line for Auburn. Getting closer there. Satan Hall making it a game there. Thanks so much for your update, Vegas. Free throw is good by Kessler. Pinson has followed out the top score. Top of the key, LSU. Pump fake it is Tyrese and dribbles down the lane. He gets blocked by Walker Kessler. Kessler comes up with another denial, and that is block number 7 tonight by Kessler. Couldn't convert, was Auburn underneath. Pass ahead, and Eason will lay it up and in. What a game by Walker Kessler. 5 minutes left to play. At the top of the key, it's Auburn basketball. Jabari Smith puts the ball into the hands to Wendell Green. Green at the edge of the Auburn logo. Moves it over to Smith. Passes out right wing perimeter. It's over to Flanagan. Back out to the right corner. Jab step. Smith. 3. Off the rim. No good. Tipped up. Kessler comes up with an offensive rebound though in the corner. Johnson now with the ball at the left corner perimeter. KD Johnson turns the corner. Dribble drive. Inside. Contacted. And fouled. And KD Johnson, strong take, will head to the free throw line and shoot 2 as the clock will stop with 4:34. Yeah, that's shocking so far. That the SEC has been winless through bowl games. Yeah, right now it's been so early to tell with these teams. Like, who's going to make it to the Final Four. I'm going to go Baylor and Purdue. I've got in the national championship. First shot is good. I think Arizona can get there. Possibly. I know they had lost. I called the game last week, and they had lost, but that they did not look like themselves at all in that game. It's probably going to be a team from the SEC, all depending on how conference play goes down. Possibly, I feel like Alabama might be able to turn it around. It's just a lot of question marks defensively, though, and they're going to have to see if they can get that answer soon, as that's a good drive. Left baseline, scores with a flush. Throws it down with a dunk as Wilkinson. I wouldn't count Kentucky out of the question. They possibly could make it there, Final Four. What's good, Sydney? Welcome to the stream. Dave's pumped up for his Roll Tide to win the title for football. Johnny, sorry to hear that, man. Yeah, I thought they'd be much better this season for Arkansas. 4:19 left to go in the second. Auburn holding on to a 9-point lead, 57-48. If you're new on the stream, hit the thumbs up, spike the like, hit the subscribe. Thanks so much for watching, everyone, being a part here in the stream tonight. And feel free to join in for Alabama, Tennessee. That one will start about like a 5 to 10 minute break. I'll take it and join that one in progress. If I could meet any sport player, who would it be? Good question. I'd have to say Michael Jordan. Or, yeah, MJ, or I have to say Tom Brady. Yeah, so for basketball, Michael Jordan, Tom Brady. For football. All about Auburn in the stream. Welcome in, man. I think potentially they could have a pretty good chance too. They had lost against a UConn team that is really good, and UConn was at full strength in that game. They had all their players. I feel like there's going to be a team from the Big East that makes a deep run too. Because there's 3 really good conferences this season. Big 12, Big East, and SEC. Couple scoreboard updates. Providence leading Seton Hall, final minute, 66-61. Wisconsin up over Illinois State, 46-36. Kentucky has just won over Missouri, 83-56. And Memphis is still down against Tulane, 37-32 Tulane. That's one that Memphis cannot afford to lose. Hey, thanks so much all about Auburn. Really appreciate it, man, for finding my stream. All right, so 4:19 left to go. We're going to come back from the timeout. Yeah, they are just not good at all this season for the Celtics. That was inexcusable, losing against Minnesota a couple nights ago. They're not looking good at all. Entry pass to Walker Kessler, and he throws it down with a two-handed jam. Kessler, transfer from UNC, and he is finding a big role in tonight's game. 14 points, 8 rebounds, and 8 blocks. 11 blocks as a team, but the number one team in blocks this season. And make that another block towards the side by Kessler with under 4 minutes left to play. 11-point lead by Auburn, and they will keep on slowing down the basketball. Wendell Green, the ball handler, edge of the Auburn logo. They move it out to the left wing perimeter. It's Flanagan who has it at the top. Flanagan, crossover, takes the three straight away. Boom, and he hits it. Count it. And one coming up at the free throw line. Could be a 4-point play. Alan Flanagan takes the three, gets knocked down with a hand in the face, makes it, and he'll shoot one as well coming up in the charity stripe. That's the exclamation point on the night. Crossover on Tari Eason, step back at the top and hits it. Timeout taken on the floor. 3:25 left to go. Auburn by 14, 62-48. And one shot coming up as well at the line once we come out of the timeout. Thanks so much for watching, everybody. If you guys are new, hit that thumbs up, spike that like, hit that subscribe. And thanks so much for being a part tonight on the channel. What a game tonight. And Auburn first. I think it's like the first nationally televised game, I believe, this season for Auburn on like the ESPN networks that they have at night. Because they had the UConn game during the day around Thanksgiving. But this one in prime time, and having a huge game out of Walker Kessler. 16 points, 8 rebounds, 9 blocks tonight by Kessler. If he gets one more block, he's going to have a double-double with blocks in there. 13 points by Jabari Smith, and 10 points. Making the three was Alan Flanagan. Fig Nation, Cody, Janet on the stream. Welcome in, everyone. Yeah, they got a ton of size. Auburn's got a ton of size in this team. Kessler, Smith, Cardwell came up with 2 blocks. Xavier Pinson has fouled out for LSU. He was the top scorer at 13. Have I ever seen one-arm player? I haven't before for the one-arm player video. Nine seconds left to play. Providence leads by 3 over Seton Hall, 68-65. Kansas up over Nevada by 15, 44-29. In Kentucky with a big victory, knocking off Missouri 83-56. Oscar Tshiebwe with 20 rebounds. Yeah, so Clemson's winning, I bet there, Vaughn. So that's why you're mad. Just on this timeout, feel free to join in for Tennessee, Alabama tonight. I'm going to join that one in progress, separate stream, so make sure to ring that notification bell if you like to come back for that one later tonight as well. .324 left to play. Allen Flanigan made the three-point shot, and he got fouled at the top of the key, so he'll shoot one coming up at the free throw line. Yes, tomorrow I plan on being my last day of streaming, and no good off the back rim, missed free throw by Flanigan. LSU with the ball, down by 14. Justice Williams, right baseline dribble, and he gets fouled by Jabari Smith. So that is now number 7 in the bonus for LSU. The last foul put LSU as 10. 1-1 free throw is at the line here. Justice Williams hits the first one. Wow, they keep on rolling there, my man. I believe I'm going to cover them on Saturday, I believe, for Providence. I think I'm going to cover them against DePaul on Saturday. Second shot's good. Because they ended up putting that game on Fox. I think it's going to be Michigan against UCF tomorrow for the stream. There's not really much going on for college basketball tomorrow. There was supposed to be a really good game, Arizona-UCLA, and that game got postponed. Auburn draws a foul. They'll head back to the free throw line. Double bonus time for Auburn. 3:13 left to go. First shot is good by Wendell Green. Green will shoot the second one coming up. And that is good. 64-50, approaching the 3-minute mark left to play. Mary, welcome to stream. A lot of Auburn fans pouring out on the channel here today. Appreciate everybody for stopping on by. At the right corner, LSU moves it over to Justice Williams as he dribbles at the right wing. Takes a deep 2 jumper. Off the mark, no good, and deflected out of bounds. It's the last touch by Auburn. I think Oscar Tshiebwe is making a case for SEC Player of the Year. 3-point shot from the top, missed by Days. And Auburn picks up the defensive rebound. Tough game from the perimeter tonight for LSU. 5 for 25. They missed their first 16 shots from the floor. They were trailing 18-1 midway through the first half, approximately. Left baseline dribble, dish to the right corner. They move it all around the perimeter. Open 3, Jabari Smith, and he sinks it. Uncovered. Nice ball movement all around. The right corner, right wing to the top where Smith was, and he was able to knock it down. 16 points tonight by Smith. Starting that for Auburn, the lead pass to that was off of KD Johnson. The dribble attack from the left baseline. 2 minutes left to go. And LSU hits a jumper. It's a 3-point shot made by Gaines. Waiting at the left corner, KD Johnson bobbled it. It's going to get deflected out of bounds though by Reed. Impressive tonight. What we see from Auburn, LSU comes in undefeated. Hadn't played like a strong schedule so far this season. This pass deflected, sails into the backcourt. Kessler picks it up. They got a big game out of Kessler, a big game out of Jabari Smith. And they slow it down with 10 seconds on the shot clock, minute 40 left to go. And this ball gets intercepted though. Coming in with a steal and dunking it down with the right hand is Darius Days. .130 left to go. For football, I don't think so. For football, I don't think Michigan is going to knock off Georgia. I think it's going to be close, though. Yes, Auburn should be able to be top 10 coming up next week. Yeah, especially if Iowa State loses to Baylor, even though Baylor's number 1. Auburn running the court, lobs it up over the top, and it's a two-handed jam by Allen Flanigan. Tough right there with an assist, running the length of the court. KD Johnson off the steal by Auburn, as he took it the distance. They're gonna count it offensive. Yeah, they're gonna count it. They're gonna count an offensive foul. So it's an offensive foul picked up by Auburn. Step back three in the air by Gaines, hits the rim short. LSU picks up the offensive rebound. 45 seconds left to go. Puts up the jumper, no good, missed by Justice Williams, and there's still fouls in this game right now. 45 seconds left to play. Another foul on the court. It's assessed to Auburn. It's been a lot of stoppages here. Tons of fouls tonight. First shot missed. They're going to shoot 2 here at the line for LSU. They call it a shooting foul. Hey, thanks so much all about Auburn for popping on into the stream here. Yeah, there's a lot of teams out in front of Auburn that's on a pause currently. UCLA, USC, both on pauses. Arizona's not playing tomorrow against UCLA. They were supposed to play tomorrow, but that game got postponed. .40 seconds left to go. Auburn gets the inbounds. Spin move, Smith past the backcourt, puts the ball into the hands of Wendell Green. And there's a 14-second differential between shot clock and game clock. Auburn just going to dribble it out. 8 seconds left to go on the shot clock. They'll take a 3 and hits it. Good night. With a 3-point shot that drills down by Auburn with 15 seconds left to play by Wendell Green. And what a night for Auburn here at home. 13 total blocks as a team. Walker Kessler with a double-double, 16 points, 10 blocks. Almost had a triple-double with 9 rebounds. Talk about size. You got it here, size and length on this Auburn roster. 10 steals tonight, 13 blocks. 16 points by Jabari Smith. 10 points, 3 steals by Allen Flanigan. 15 off the bench by Wendell Green. And what a night at home for Auburn as they win it 70-55 the final. Really impressive game. And the only loss this season was against a full-strength UConn team that could have gone either way in that matchup. What a game tonight. Before I do sign off, hit the thumbs up, spike the like, hit the subscribe. Feel free to join in for Alabama versus Tennessee. I'll be back in about 10 minutes joining that one in progress. Before I do sign off here, I'm going to close out to the channel members. If anybody's interested in becoming a channel member, it's as low as $1.99 per month to do so. Gets you shout outs at the end of each and every single one of my live streams that I do cover. I cover play-by-play of college and NBA games, and all channel members here get a shout out at the very end. As we have Jason, Cindy, Rajip, Olded Deuce, Blessed Brian, SG Sports Talk, Russell, D-Block, BP Greg, Oreo Pudding, Bino, Arohan, Mark, Mike, John, Jessica, Stephanie, Ahino Josa, Mark, Mike, it's LK and GFR 90, Woody, Warren, I am Ghost, Pamela, Keith, Isaiah, Man and Hayes, Barco, Dave, Rides of Steel, and Kelly. Thanks so much, everybody, for joining on in, being a part here in the stream tonight. Big victory by Auburn. 12-1 on the season for Auburn. They win 70-55 the final over LSU in the SEC season opener. Thanks so much, everybody. Enjoy the rest of your night.